this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, I want to talk to you about legislative retirement risk, and I've included the legislative retirement risk report that I really hope you'll take the time to study and really then be able to answer this question. Do you have a tax savings plan, and are you prepared with the knowledge of understanding what the legislative retirement tax risks are? Let me walk you through a couple of them. You remember this Biden bump called the Build Back Better plan, right? That was proposed by House Democrats back in 2021. And it proposed $3.5 trillion of new spending, of which $2.9 trillion was going to come to support that spending from new taxes. Now, you also look at the Biden fiscal budget for 2025 that was just introduced a few months ago. It includes almost $5 trillion of new tax proposals. And what this report is going to share with you is, at one point in time, it was the responsible thing to do to save for your own retirement and put money away and be able to take care of yourself so that the big government doesn't have to do that for you. Now, if you look at some of the proposals in the 2025 Biden budget, it's basically putting in legislative proposed changes to prohibit somebody from getting their money untaxed, from preventing their money to go into IRA, or forcing you out of your IRAs, 401ks, and Roth IRAs faster. Let me give you an example. One of the proposals is the any age required minimum distribution, RMD, right? Many people are somewhat familiar with it, but spelled out, it's required minimum distribution. This is where the government at a certain age forces you to take money out of the accounts that you've not taken money out of. And as right now, you don't have to do that out of a Roth IRA. There's not a required distribution. Make sure you understand, folks, I teach this, and you can learn more about it by going to taxessaved.com. That's taxessaved.com. And it's an opportunity to sign up to get a tax savings analysis blueprint. So not only can you see the tax risk road you're traveling by understanding what you're going to pay in these required distributions, but also learning the legislative retirement tax risks of why you need to take action now for a couple reasons. In the short term, this proposal could come to light depending on how Congress turns out with this election. And of course, that's the big unknown, right? But we also have a big unknown of this November 5th of who the president of the United States is going to be. And right now, it's supposedly up for grabs. Well, here's the bottom line. Don't let your retirement be up for grabs. Get your taxes addressed now before the Tax Cut and Jobs Act sunsets. That's another, short-term impact, because the Harris-Walz, just like the Biden administration said, if they win, they're going to cut the Tax Cut and Jobs Act a year early. So we only have this year. But the big one is this change to the requirement of distributions. And the biggest is prohibiting people that have saved too well from not being able to do a Roth conversion. It used to be that if you had too much income, not only could you not make a Roth contribution, but you also couldn't do a Roth conversion. But now they're looking at it and they're basically means testing to say, well, if you've worked and saved really, really well, and you've saved too well, they're trying to prohibit you and I from doing a Roth conversion. Folks, you don't want to wait. It's not the time to be sitting on the sidelines. Go to taxessaved.com. That's taxessaved.com. Read this legislative retirement risk report. Be familiar with kind of the nuances of what are being proposed, both short-term and long-term. And then if you're serious and you really want to get tax savings, maybe you want to get some conversion in this year. Maybe you already did some conversion. You want to learn how to get the taxes offset. Maybe you sold a business, or you've sold property, or you just have a high income, or all the above. You don't want to wait. It's going to be a higher price tag regardless of who takes office, because at the end of the day, if we have 76 cents of every dollar that we collect in taxes just go to cover the interest on our debt, folks, I want Trump to get in it more than anyone, as much as anyone. Let's put it that way. And that will help, but it won't solve. The only way to solve this is to go to taxessave.com. We have an entire tax team in an analysis that we can get back that's going to show you where you're unknowingly or unnecessarily overpaying taxes, or where you can save the most amount of taxes. You worked hard for your money. Taxessave.com, taxessaved.com.